DC, Dale Gatefold 33 here with a recent finds video, a few things just to show that I've picked up recently or not so recently. I'll start with a CD that only came this week. So this is Dusty Springfield, The Complete Atlantic Singles 1968 to 1970.1. Why on earth did I need this? So you may have previously seen I've done an extensive Dusty Springfield overview. I've got kind of all of her main, well, 7 or 8 of her 60s UK albums. I've got double CD of A's and B's. I've got a load of her singles. So why did I need this? Well, so I've got a really good CD, A's and B's, of the UK singles. What this is the, I presume, US Atlantic singles. So from Dusty in Memphis, kind of through a couple of years. What's different about these is they're all mono. The UK tracks, album tracks, certainly that these cover were stereo from Dusty in Memphis forward. So these are mono. I'm assuming that I haven't read the booklet in detail yet. So I've played this, and you virtually get, with the A's and B's of these Atlantic singles, you virtually get the whole of Dusty in Memphis album. So, but in mono. And then you get a number of other singles, some of which I've never heard. So I was essentially buying this in terms of new music for about the last 4 tracks. And it wasn't cheap because this is a US only, I think. Real Gone Music are a US label. So it's available in the UK, but it's quite pricey because I presume they have to import it. So it was nearly £20 for a single CD of music, of which I've got 75% in some form, but I haven't got the mono. So, if in terms of, on first listen, all of the Dusty songs, obviously they're mono, but they didn't kind of like wow me, as they were different, but the others just seem to really leap out the speakers. You know, sometimes that really crunchy mono sound that you can get from mono releases. So I was kind of like, there was a notable change when it got beyond the mono Dusty in Memphis songs for the ones for later albums or later singles. Yeah, really noticed that. So but I'll have to go back. I haven't A-B'd the Dusty in Memphis songs with the stereo versions. It's just kind of just how it felt. So maybe they were great as well, just the other ones were even greater. So this next is a 12-inch single, which I'm not sure why I bought, but so this is a collaboration between Faris Badwan, who's the lead singer of The Horrors, and John Coxon, who I think is guitarist in Spiritualized. So this is a collaboration. So, and this is a special. 100 of these were released with unique artwork. So basically it should look like 2 dots and just same again with 1 dot. But 100 of these, Faris Badwan, obviously with a Sharpie, has done some unique artwork on 100 of these. So I bought one of those because that's the things we do as collectors. So what is it? It's a really sort of heavy psych, heavy stoner, spacey psych with some kind of really, I don't know, sort of fuzzy vocals that you know, kind of yeah. So it's just a noise fest. It's really interesting. I'll put it up there because I don't want to rub the Sharpie particularly. So these next 2. So I got put in contact with someone who found a box of records in their loft and said, did I want to have a look through? So, you know, instant excitement. And I had to wait a day or 2. So then I dreamt about all these Vertigo swirls and things like that I was going to find. So I went round to the woman's house and she brought the box to the doorstep, obviously under social distancing, and I had a look through it, and it was all, you know, the normal rubbish. So damn, fooled again. There were two things I did take. So there was this, just because I didn't really know what it is. So this is Graham Bonney and the album Supergirl from '66, I think. Yeah, '66. So this is on the Columbia label. So yeah, you know, why wasn't it Piper at the Gates of Dawn? You know, well, of course that was '67, but you know, I've got a flip back mono Columbia out of it. Unfortunately, it's so. What is this? This is just straight pop, straight '60s pop. It's pretty good. Supergirl was a single that I think I recognise that song. Didn't recognise anything else. They're mostly they're half and half. He's written half of them, and half of them are covers. This was his debut, as I said. From what I've done a little bit of research. This is not worth anything, you know. It's I say it's just straight pop. There's no beat leanings, psych leanings, garage leanings, anything like that. No R&B, no mod. It's just pop. But he went on to have quite a successful career in Europe, I think, particularly Germany. So from what I can see, you know, he became popular in Germany right through to the 1980s. But yeah, I kind of never heard of him. But had heard the song, so that was interesting. And the next, so Alan Static Traveller did a TV themed thread a while ago, and he showed, I think, a different version of this. So this was the only other thing that I got out of it. So I got two records out of it, which is Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock Presents Music from Outer Space, which is a bit of a trip. Yes, I think this is a reissue on the Rediffusion, who were they a TV producer or just a rental company? I can't remember. There's the label, quite interesting, Rediffusion label. But yeah, this is really fun. You know, Leonard Nimoy, a bit like William Shatner in terms of, you know, he's not the best singer in the world by any stretch of the imagination, and it's a kind of there's instrumentals of the theme Mission Impossible. There are some vocals, sung vocals and spoken vocals and guest vocals on it. So it's a really interesting piece to have. So that was it. Unfortunately, that was it. And that box was about 40 or 50 records. That was it. The rest was not worth picking up. I told her to take it to the charity shop when they open. Okay, so what have I got? I've got four other sort of new or reissue finds. So first up is this. So there was a Rhino celebration of black music. Rhino put out a few releases. This was the only one that interests me in the bunch. I think they put like 4 or 5 releases. So this is Aretha Franklin's Young, Gifted and Black from 1972. Fabulous album. I want to get the one before this, but this is a fabulous album. And this particular pressing, I think it's a Kevin Gray mastered. It's on yellow vinyl or mustardy vinyl, but it sounds fantastic. Really, really good mastering and pressing. So really sounds good, and it's got some great songs. I think side 1 is absolutely fantastic, and side 2 has got a few hits and misses in terms of some of the covers that she does, but you can see the track list in there. Yeah, but a fantastic album. Really enjoyed this, and particularly, I say, with a fantastic pressing and mastering. Need no more to be said about it. Similarly, another reissue, but this has been on my want list for years. Never see originals in the wild in the UK. I say that last January I picked up an original by this band, and there were 2 others that I left behind, but not this album. So this is The Church, and the album is Starfish. This has been on my want list for years. So I eventually I pulled the trigger on a Music on Vinyl reissue. Sounds great. I don't know what the original sounds like, but this sounds great. And it happened to be, for some reason, I think I bought it on eBay. It was £10, new sealed for music on vinyl, shipped from Germany as well. So that was a bit weird. But yeah, so I think I don't know whether it was mispriced or whatever. But yeah, fantastic, jangly indie neo psych from the 80s from Australia, the Church. So next one is another reissue from '73. This is it gets classified in the krautrock, but I think it's more folk rock, psychedelic folk with some kraut on it. So this is Gila and Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, and there is some, certainly on the side too, there is some Native American type songs and music style, but most of it is just straight kind of, I don't know, folk rock, so really good psych folk rock. And I got this, so Nico Malcolm, who is the, he gets some fantastic original psych and heavy rock albums, and he got an original of this, but a few years ago I know he got a reissue, and he recommended that if you are going to get the reissue, to get the one on Garden of Delights, which this is. So it's supposedly it's a limited edition of 2,000 copies, but it's been around for years, and hasn't sold out yet. It's 2012, so I still managed to get a sealed copy. But yeah, really great. It's a grower. I think I've played it twice, and I think it's an album that will really grow with each play. Okay, so finally, this is an interesting. So this is a private press reissue issue, released last. So I think it was originally released in 2019 as a digital copy. That then, so by Samantha Waits, called Waiting Rooms, which was a project that she undertook to visit waiting rooms around the UK and record a track or two at each waiting room. So that was the project that she undertook, and this is the result. So and this is the vinyl. So she did a limited edition privately. She privately put out I don't know how many, but not many on vinyl. So I picked it up. It came just before Christmas, and it's been in the listening pile ever since. So the places. So being obviously having to go and sit up in these waiting rooms, it's fairly stripped back. So it's her, and I'm not sure whether she overdubbed stuff or she took somebody with her. It was whoever she managed to take with her at the time, and they would set up the mics and record what she played at the place at the time. So there is there's lots of guests on here. So whilst Samantha does the vocals and acoustic guitar, then and electric guitars, there are various percussions, double basses, violins, etc., recorders on it. And so I don't know whether they recorded in situ or added later. But where she recorded, so she recorded at different waiting rooms. So Great Ormond Street Hospital, Hebden Bridge Railway Station, Bristol Old Police Station, Peckham Rye Old Waiting Room, Dunoon Ferry Terminal, Loughton Tube Station, and yeah, a few others were repeated, but they're the places. So I thought a really interesting concept. Sounds really good. It's a singer-songwriter folk album in the end, but you can hear on some of the tracks, you can hear announcements in the background, trains coming in and going. There's that kind of echoey feel of it being recorded in a sparse area, so you get all of that atmosphere on top of the music. So really interesting concept to me, and so yeah, and great artwork as well. Great artwork there. So that was that was my finds. So I'll upload this, and I've made some space, not much space in the inbox there. A few things I'll need to kind of keep listen to again that have been there for a while, and then I'll do another video in a week or two's time. Okay, VC, cheers, bye.